What is your American dream?
My American dream is that, we have peace and equality for all. That we stop this border walls. Don't build walls, build bridges, as the Pope says. And I go along with what he says. That we open the doors to America, not just to special people.
I'm pursuing my dream that I've always had since I was a child and never could, which is to be a full-time musician. So I am living my dream.
I have my American dream. My father came here with $35 in his pocket. He died a millionaire, so that was my American dream.
My American dream. Take the lotto.
My American dream is to bring Little Italy back to what it was and to continue doing what we're doing.
I feel like my American dream is to be able to make art that represents all of America, not just the white middle to upper class America, so that people can see themselves represented and can see themselves as American and feel like everyone has a place here.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Hey, Brad, have you seen Lucky around? I haven't seen her lately, and I'm kind of missing her. I have some capers for her and I to do together.
Sam, Lucky moved to Pennsylvania. She's living out in the country. She didn't want to live in the city anymore.
What? Oh, no, she's not in the office anymore? Well, I gotta really, let this sink in. I don't know how I'm feeling about this without Lucky here. Man, no more Lucky. She went to Pennsylvania? I understand the country's really nice and she can run around now without a leash and everything in a yard with grass and trees and all that. But man, I don't know how I feel. On the one hand, it's kind of great because now I have Brad all to myself. Ha 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 ha. But on the other hand, Lucky and I had a lot of good times together and we had all our capers and stuff that we were doing and all the mysteries to solve. But on the other hand, remember that time when she was at the copier and I know she was watching to make sure that as soon as I messed up, she was going to go tell Brad? But on the other hand, we had all these movies we were going to make together. Oh, no. Oh, Lucky. Oh. But on the other hand, Brad will never let me sleep in the bed with him. I always had to sleep in the office, but Lucky always got to sleep in the bed with Brad, and now she's gone, so maybe I get to sleep in the bed next to Brad now. Ha ha ha. But Lucky was the only one boycotting with me because it's only me getting paid in pretzels and her getting paid in biscuits. Everybody else gets paid in cold hard cash. And now no one's going to boycott with me. I'm going to have to do it with Brad all alone. I'm going to have to create a union. And that's not easy because you can't really have a union with just one groundhog. I don't know what to think about all of this. I have so many mixed emotions. Lucky kind of stepped on my toes sometimes, and she took some of Brad's attention away from me and everything, but at the same time, she was my friend, and she was my little cohort in crime, and I think I'm going to have to make a trip to Pennsylvania now. That's it. I'm going to have to go visit Lucky in Pennsylvania. That's all that I got to say. That's it. Oh, well, anyway, I'll figure it out. Anyway, did you miss Friday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, we did a Bradstock 2019 pop-up show in commemoration of the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. We all got our Bradstock on, and it was awesome. And now is the time you have all been waiting for. It is time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy! All right, Angel, Devil, come on, let's go. Time for the show to start. You can make me a little confused later. Let's go.
Good morning. Good morning? What am I saying?
Good morning.
Well, it's good morning somewhere in this world.
Yes.
But not here at Bradshaw Live. It is right on time, starting our show at 5:50, only 20 minutes late today. and it is Monday, August 19th, 2019. Belgium Kim, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Good afternoon to the both of you.
Good afternoon.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Is it evening now?
It
it's
is.
not evening till it gets dark, I think, no? When does evening start?
That's a good question.
After work, when it gets dark, or at a specific time?
I would go.
Belgium Kim?
I would go after 8 p.m. is my evening cutoff.
So what about 7 p.m.? You would say good afternoon at 7? No.
I would say good evening after 6.
After 6?
Yeah, but at 5, I would say good afternoon, I think. Right?
What's-
I think
but right now it's 5
happen
Good
to-
close to evening.
I happen to agree
Yeah.
with Jonathan.
Yeah.
If it was 6 o'clock, I think I would have said good evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at 5:50, it's still good afternoon.
So when's the next day start for you? After you wake up or
When I
right
wake up.
after
When I wake up.
midnight?
No, because 1 in the morning I'm out, it's still night.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, it's still night. It's
If I
not the
go-
next morning, right?
Same. If I go
It's
to
not
bed
the
at
next
5
morning.
o'clock in the morning,
Right.
it's still the day
the
before. It is the day
Exactly.
before,
It's
yeah.
not the next day until you go to sleep
And
A
wake
full
up.
REM cycle.
and wake up again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
100%. That is how that
Exactly.
works.
You know what? And I'm not mad at that because what is time? Stuff that we made up.
That
It's
is
a
right.
social construct. You're so right.
Boy, the 60s is really getting to you.
Wow,
Right?
it is.
You're really thinking deep. You're
I'm
like,
thinking
dude,
deep.
You're like, dude, what is time anyway?
Right. Listen, I'm still.
Dude, what is time?
Yeah, I'm still.
Nothing but a man-made construct.
I'm definitely still recovering from Friday.
Well, I gotta say hello to Lynn Brown, Dionne Watson, First Lady Hewitt, Hazel Brittlebank saying, hey squad, Jessica Leamy, Kennedy Roy, Mia Montauk, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Dionne Watson, how are you? Who else we have here? Cordella Douglas, Ja Love. Still not used to Ja Love on Facebook.
No, me neither.
Yeah, it's like a
This
new
is
thing for
different.
me. Allie Boo saying hello. And Antoinette Roach saying, hey guys, how are you? First Lady Hewitt, Rich Kid C, Patrona Collins popping in there. And Cece Mitchell saying hello. All our favorites. Who else we got? Andreen Spence, another favorite of ours. Dawn Harriet. And as I fly down through here, Paulette Bryce Cameron. Is she new, Paulette Bryce Cameron?
No, she's in every once in a while.
She says, welcome, squad.
Yeah.
I want to say that Paulette is another Brad Squatter's family member.
Yeah?
I want to say Paulette
Oh.
is a cousin of someone.
Maybe. We'll find out
Yeah.
one day. She may be in the spotlight.
Exactly.
Julian, how are you? Xavier Bush Johnson says, what's up, guys? It's been a while. It certainly has, Xavier.
Yeah.
We've been even talking about you off the air. We said, what the hell happened to Xavier?
That's true, we did.
Right? In the
This is
social media
true.
room, we were talking about what's our 10 people that we haven't seen in a while that used to be. Xavier was one of them, right?
Xavier was
you
one
were
of
definitely
them.
Yes,
topic.
he was topic. He was in the top 10.
Yep.
What happened to one of our members of our Brad Squad?
Exactly.
Top 10 people of what happened to you.
We frequently have where are they meetings, you
Yes.
guys, and you will be the subject of
Very
them
right,
if
if
you're
you
not
don't-
here
if you don't
frequently.
comment.
Yeah.
Simone Garraway on YouTube. Tamika Halo Bovell,
Ooh.
new person. Donna Hall, how are you? Jesus Love Me Max says hello, Mr. Brad. Andreen Spence watching on both. Ja Love watching on both. Double fisting, we like to call it here at Bradshaw Live. When it's double fisting when you watch both on YouTube and Facebook. Stacy Dahl, Larry Williams, right? It's a new term. It's an old
Double
term.
It's a
fisting.
brand new term.
It's an old term with a new meaning.
Yeah. Brand new meaning. for
Brand
sure,
new
Brad.
meaning, double fisting. Shelley Benson, how are you? Gina Miller, Shanique Edwards says, dying with laughter. Good morning. Yes, I sometimes screw up. More than once, right? Matthew Massini with the question we'll get back to shortly. Carlton James and Kimberly Moore and Jonathan Elias also saying hello.
That's right there.
You know, you don't realize, you're a lawyer all day, and I mean, I'm working all day, so it's not like I have a lot of time to think about the show.
Right.
So although it is prepared all day for me, and Belgium Kim, who does much of the preparing as well, and Jonathan, who strolls in just to do a show.
Yes.
So Brad and Jonathan have other lives during the day, and we kind of stroll in. Belgium Kim does preparing with a group of 12 people back there that do a wonderful job.
Absolutely.
So, when we say this is the best unscripted produced show in America, we mean it. So sometimes the words come out of our mouth wrong because we don't really prepare as well as we should.
And welcome to live television.
Exactly.
There's
That part.
I was watching Andy Cohen the other day. He pulled a Brad Bernstein
What'd
and
he
was
do?
like, producers in the control room, can we do this next time? Like, can we have this? Have we talked about this?
Yes.
Not
Production
even kidding.
meeting?
An
Oh,
They had a
on-air
production meeting on the air.
Yeah. And I'm
Damn,
like, wow,
you know
even-
what? First, what's the guy on CBS? He's stealing
Colbert? Yeah.
Right? He's stealing our stuff.
Yeah.
And now Andy Cohen's stealing our stuff? What's up with that?
Or it's possible that on-air production meetings are a thing in live shows.
No,
with
no,
crazy
they're
hosts.
all watching the show, and then they're saying, you know what, we have to have on-air production meetings too.
There you
You're right,
go.
you're right. They're like, it makes it so kooky. Look how kooky they are.
No, because I've been saying for like 2 years, I've been saying, you know, when I do schmoozing, meanwhile, right, it's like my term. Meanwhile here, meanwhile there.
Right.
And we just noticed recently Colbert started a whole meanwhile thing.
See?
Oh yeah, there's a whole thing. There's a whole thing there.
Yeah.
He's done
Man.
puppets.
He's done puppets, right?
a thing.
But we always had the puppet first before him.
Yeah.
It's definitely his producers watching the
Listen,
show.
Somebody
we
is.
don't blame y'all at all. This is an amazing show, and
Right.
we are happy to work with you anytime you want.
Right.
That's right. What is this called? This is the laboratory.
Yeah, exactly. The Colbert Lab.
This is the Colbert Lab.
I like that.
We haven't told anyone, but we're
That's
actually
right.
secretly bankrolled by them.
All right, yeah. So and now Andy Cohen taking the live production meetings. I've been having live production meetings for years.
Right. It's the Brad's way.
That's right. All right, Belgium, Kiviat, Yo-Yo, Elias. Why don't you tell everybody how to share while I stretch my muscles? I went back to the gym today, finally.
Ooh, how'd you feel?
After 10 months of physical therapy, I
Wow.
finally got cleared to go do whatever I want. And I
Nice.
joined the gym, and I was there this morning. And now I really got to stretch.
What did you do?
What did I do? I did some weightlifting.
Nice.
And I did 45 minutes on the elliptical.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And
That's
you know
good.
and you know what's great, which I didn't do before, which I do now, which I totally recommend to everybody. I kind of just realized this, and everyone's like, "Duh, Brad, everybody's been doing this for like 20 years." You know, when I used to go to the gym, I would just listen to whatever the music was that was in the gym.
Oh
Right.
no,
and
no.
then you start, your mind starts racing.
Yeah.
I brought my
Your own.
my
Of
own
course.
AirPods
Yes.
today.
Of course.
And I blasted my own
Yes.
music. And you know what?
That helps.
You're on the machine, you're lifting weights. Your mind can't think of anything because you're working out and you're listening to music. And by the time you're done, I walked out so happy.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Because your
Yeah.
mind just doesn't think of anything
Yeah,
else.
that's the
Your
best
even,
way.
even when you're stressed out.
Yeah.
Even when you're stressed out or you're having some sort of whatever emotions going through your head, if you work out and listen to music, there is no way you can be stressed out
It's
or be
amazing.
emotional
Exactly.
because the music's in your head and you're concentrating on working out and you just lose all your other thoughts.
Absolutely. You know what? And you definitely need to create a workout,
workout
playlist.
playlist.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's happening.
Do that.
Yes.
That is going to
That-
happen.
It's-
That is, by the way, that is already happening.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I was traveling down from the gym down here, I started
you
working
started
on
putting-
it.
there
I
you
started
go.
working on it
Yeah.
already.
There's some that are called like beast mode playlists and things like that. You should use them for inspiration, Brad. Some
Maybe.
real Eye of the Tiger
Right.
jams.
Well, no.
that'll-
What I did was I downloaded like a best today.
Yeah.
I just changed my playlist all the time because I don't like to listen to the same music every day.
Yeah.
So today, you know, sometimes I'll just do, you know, pop, or maybe I'll do some Latin music. I'll do some, you know, some anything. Like today though, I did early 20s playlist. Not early 20s, 1920s, early 2000s.
So like early 2000s.
Yeah. So I had
See,
like a
that's
lot of
good.
I had like a lot of Beyonce.
Right.
You know, it's like songs
That
I
beat
haven't
gets you.
like songs I haven't heard in a while.
Right.
Like, oh wow, I like this
Yeah.
song.
And it's so nostalgic.
You know,
That's good.
like, you know, all of a sudden like American Boy came on and I'm
Yeah.
like, when was the last time I heard that
Right.
song, right?
What
That's
a
an amazing
great
song.
song.
Right, it was a great
Oh,
song.
man.
And I'm like 30 minutes into the elliptical, I'm like, oh, you're my American.
Nice.
I'm like, oh wow, when was the last time I heard that one?
Yeah.
Like,
You
wait
would be a
second.
stealth American
Yeah.
boy.
All right, now go tell everybody what they need to do while I literally stretch.
Yes. All right, everybody on Facebook and YouTube, the first thing that I need you guys to do is join the Brad Squad group on Facebook. And with that, you will get a lot of different things that you would not get unless you are in that group. And all you have to do is click on the link that we're going to send you and click join. We will actually accept those right now. We accept it during the show. So if you guys are not a part of that group, make sure you do that because what's up? Oh. Oh.
Make sure you're in that group.
You make sure you're in that group.
Because you're one of the members of that group.
Yes. So, by the way, just production meeting. Let's have a production meeting. 1 second. When you're done telling everybody what to do, instead of going to schmoozing, we got to go to Spotlight, which I completely forgot.
Oh, yes.
All right. Or do you want me to go to Spotlight now and then go back and tell you what to do?
Well, I'd say it's a good segue from the Join the Brad Squad, and one of the members of the Brad Squad.
Okay, here we go. Production meeting, Jill. We're gonna let's join the Brad. Let's see who's in the Brad Squad spotlight. I completely forgot about it today. That's called unscripted and produced. Sammy Joe is in our spotlight today. Sammy Joe's real name is actually Carol Jean.
Hey.
Oh, there she is. Oh, very pretty. And she's such a Brad Show Live mega fan that she changed her profile picture to Brad Show Live logo. That's why I didn't know what she looked like.
Wow.
Yeah.
You thought she looked like you.
I thought she looked like Dwayne The Rock Johnson with my head. But apparently not. She and her husband, Chief Love. That can't be his name.
I like it though.
His name is Chief.
Chief Love. I understand. She and her husband, Chief.
She and her husband,
Chief. I thought it was Chief Love. Okay,
Look at them.
She and her husband, Chief. That's fine then. Love celebrating different cultures, music, swimming, and spending time with her friends. I thought it was Chief Love.
Chief Love.
I'm like, what
that'd be a dope name, but no, not his name.
Yes. It's a good name though, Chief Love.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
She holds a master's degree in psychology and used to work with abused children as a marriage family therapist. Her husband has a bachelor's degree and is hoping to pursue his doctorate and become a lecturer. Wow, very smart. And very smart. Not only that shows that the Brad Squad has some education behind them. And they still want to watch, right?
Looks in the brain.
Right, and she says, you all inspire me and I appreciate every minute and I love the Brad Squad. I now realize how bad I need a consultation with Brad. Blessings. Whoa. Now, Carol Jean says they didn't understand anything about the immigration process until after she and her husband got married. Now they are in the process of navigating the I-130 process. She's currently in Florida filing for her husband and daughter in Nigeria. She says Bradshaw Live is an inspiration and made her realize just how badly she needs a consultation with me. And there you have it.
Wow, that's
there
amazing.
You have it. Let's look back at their pictures quickly. Sammy Joe.
I love that. Look at the garments.
Nice. Look at their wedding pictures.
Yes.
Those are adorable.
Boy, Chief is a lucky man.
Right.
Yes, he is.
What a lucky man, right?
Absolutely.
I love getting to know our Brad Squad.
Isn't
this
it
is
great?
a really fun segment.
Yes, because I never knew what she looked like.
No,
there you go.
There you go. You always thought it was the Brad.
I always thought she looked like me.
Yeah.
All right, and now Yo-Yo Elias, Belgium King. Quickly, tell everybody what they need to do.
All right, so now Facebook, we need you guys to share right now. We need you guys to get this show out, and the way you do that is all you have to do is click that little arrow that says share and share it to anybody's page, share it to inboxes, share it to groups. Most importantly, we need you guys to share it in an inbox. Like I said, though, you could also create a group of people, friends and family, and just literally blast it out. And we also of course want you guys to start a watch party. And in order to start a watch party, all you have to do is click that little same arrow, a couple options down, it says start a watch party. And what you do is it sends a blast notification to all your friends, and you get to watch it on your page. You're the host. You're the hostess with the mostest. But make sure you guys come back to the main comment section, because we definitely need you guys to put your comments in there right now. Put all your social media questions. Talk to us about what you feel about all the stories we're talking about. The Spotlight, Brad Show Live Spotlight. You know, we love talking about you guys because you guys are a family, all right? So we want to hear what you guys think about us and the show as well. Make sure you like, love, smiley face, wild face, mad face, sad face, whatever you're feeling, make sure you show it to us in the comment section as well. And Kimmy, what are we going to do on YouTube?
The very first thing that you guys are going to do on YouTube is make sure that you have hit that little subscribe button and that little bell right beside it. That's going to make sure that you get a notification every single time we go live. Also, you guys are going to do the exact same thing that I just did in the time that it took Jonathan to tell Facebook how to share. You guys are going to hit the share button. It's going to say copy link right there on YouTube, and then you're going to paste it to a bunch of your friends and family, whether it's in groups on WhatsApp or Textra or Viber or GroupMe or Instagram DMs or tweets. However you want to tell people that they get their immigration questions asked and answered right here, right now. You gotta send and share that link, fam. Also, make sure that you hit that thumbs up, because it makes the three of us feel real good. We like the ego boost. Thank you, family. And now is the time you have all been waiting for. It's Schmoozing with Brad.
That's right. And on the top of my schmooze list,
yes.
Okay, we pared down the news today, Belgium Kim. Usually on Mondays, I have the top 95 stories
That's
of the day, but we pared it down to maybe the top 30 of the day.
A mere 30 today.
A mere 30. And although the death of Eric Garner, the police officer who did the illegal chokehold on him,
right?
And if you remember, the autopsy came back and said that the medical examiner said that Eric Garner was killed in a homicide by a chokehold.
Right.
The jury or the judge in the criminal trial found that Daniel Pantaleo, the officer, did not intentionally strangle Eric Garner, and therefore he did not go to jail, like most people wanted him. But today, a civil judge said that it was a reckless assault, and therefore he was fired, and he will not get a pension, and he will not get one more penny from the city of New York in terms of salary or pension. So that is a little solace, a little solace for the Garner family. I think they would have all loved to have seen him in jail and actually serve time for killing their son and their brother and their sister. But certainly a little solace because he has now lost his pension, his ability to make a living, his ability to live. So a little payback there.
Yeah, 100%.
Meanwhile, Attorney General Barr.
Yes.
Attorney General Barr. Where's he? Where's that picture? Where's Porky? There he is. There he is. Porky. I didn't say Porky Pig. He's just little Porky. I call him. All right. Yeah, we can't call him Porky Pig because that's a character. We're making up a new character.
Got you.
We're making up a new character. So the new character's name is Little Porky.
Okay.
Little Porky. Yes. There he is, Little Porky.
Not possessive like the movie.
Correct.
Perfect.
So Little Porky, Bill Barr, he fired the acting Bureau of Prisons director Hugh Hurwitz following the suicide of alleged sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Barr said there were some irregularities at the Manhattan Correctional Center, right here, it's downtown Manhattan, it's like a couple blocks from our office, and that the Justice Department will ensure that those responsible for the oversight are held accountable. Now, Barr has appointed Dr. Kathleen Hawksawyer as the new director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and Dr. R. Kane as deputy director. Epstein, who was one of the most high-profile inmates in the world, was not under suicide watch at the time. Nobody was watching him. Somehow he was able to get the hold of material to commit suicide and committed suicide without anybody seeing, watching, or knowing. It also came out that 2 days before his suicide, he changed his will. We don't know what the contents of his will are, but he changed his will.
That's interesting.
Now, Barr has directed the Bureau of Prisons to temporarily reassign the warden in charge of the Metropolitan Correctional Center. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Epstein's lawyers are having none of this. They're not buying it. They are dissatisfied with the medical examiner's conclusions that their client died of suicide. Epstein's lawyers believe that Epstein was murdered.
Wow.
Yeah, they do.
And that Epstein was being held in a facility unlike those of prisoners during medieval times. That's what they say.
Wow.
So we're still having some sort of conspiracy. The Epstein lawyers, who obviously know something, and they met with him.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously he wasn't talking about suicide with them.
Right.
Jonathan, what do you think? I
think he was killed.
I think he was killed too. I really pray he was killed. Because if he was killed, we would have so much to talk about here.
Right.
I'm just thinking about it from a selfish standpoint.
Absolutely.
I'm happy he's dead. Who cares? All right, but whether he killed himself or committed suicide, the world doesn't need him.
No.
I just hope he was killed because it would be so much more fun to talk about.
That's true. I have the very unpopular opinion that he's not dead.
Wow, Belgium, Kim.
You really believe that?
So there are three possibilities here.
Yeah.
Possibility one is he committed suicide.
Right.
Possibility two is somebody else committed suicide and got wheeled out, but nobody actually saw the man who committed suicide or saw the body.
Right.
And Epstein somehow fled through the sewer system of New York City and is living on his sex island right now.
Right.
Wow.
Or some other island.
Or some other island.
That would be insane.
That would even be a bigger Would that be even a bigger?
I think
But
so.
he's getting some plastic surgery now.
Of course, we'll never know.
And we'll never know. And his fingerprints.
We'll only find out when he actually dies and his DNA shows that it's a match. But that is a lot of ifs, and I don't think we'll ever actually find out. But yeah, I think
That
he's
would be
alive.
insane.
Yeah. So,
That's my crazy conspiracy
Meanwhile,
theory.
Jeffrey Epstein's alleged madam, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine,
yeah.
Now, she is the daughter of a billionaire.
Yeah.
Which is weird that she would be involved in this.
Right.
So she was one kinky lady, I guess.
Right, oh yeah. Oh, she was
Right. And she was spotted at a Los Angeles In-N-Out Burger late last week after not having been photographed in public since 2016. So her first time out, she went to the In-N-Out Burger.
Days after Epstein dies.
Days after Epstein.
And she hasn't been photographed
Days-
publicly.
Why don't you think she was arrested yet? I don't know why she wasn't arrested
I
yet.
have no idea.
Yeah, maybe Belgium Kim, he is living in her home right now, and she went to get In-N-Out Burger for him because that's what he wanted.
That's all I'm saying.
If he's alive.
If he's alive, he is definitely not in
the
California.
US.
He's not in California?
Yeah,
No.
I swear to God, if he was smart enough to get himself out and dumb enough to stay in the U.S., I cannot.
Well, maybe there's something to be said, because Osama bin Laden was in the spot that you wouldn't think he would ever be in.
That's true.
Right.
Pakistan.
Right.
Okay, so maybe you go to the spot that's the most obvious, and then nobody's looking for you
Do
there.
you think that he's like hiding in a closet in his Upper East Side mansion
I
right
don't know.
now?
I don't
Like,
know.
he's just-
Rated that.
I don't know.
Exactly. They've raided, and now afterwards he's like, okay, well they're not coming back.
Meanwhile, I'm not fully understanding this, but
Okay.
Donald Trump wants the United States to buy Greenland. And he so desperately wants it, he has already asked the Danish government for a price to buy Greenland.
For what?
Yes, the Danish Prime Minister has told Donald Trump several times, Greenland is not for sale. Greenland belongs to Greenland. Now, Trump's interest in buying Greenland was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. He wants to make a legacy for himself and build public golf courses in Greenland for only those who earn more than $10 million.
Are you serious?
Yes,
No,
if
you're
you
not
earn,
serious.
yes, but it will only be open to those who earn more than $10 million. No, that's
private
not
island
true.
of Greenland.
He wants to buy Greenland because it is the home of Thule, Thule Air Base, the United States' military's northernmost base, located 750 miles above the Arctic Circle, and that's where they have the early warning signs for incoming ballistic missiles from Russia.
Right.
And they feel that if they buy Greenland, they can threaten Russia more. They can take all the resources from Greenland out of Greenland, such as oil and shale, and basically rape Greenland of everything that makes Greenland nice. Plus be able to put a lot of military equipment there, bomb stuff that nobody would know about, and test bombs there and all sorts of things, and basically destroy what is otherwise a beautiful country. That's why he wants it.
That's sick.
So far, the answer has been no.
Good.
But in Donald Trump's art of the deal, he never takes no for an answer.
I'm really struggling with the fact that
Yes.
country says we're not for sale is a real headline right
Yes.
now in 2019.
And he promised the Prime Minister that he would not run Greenland, that he would put his son-in-law Jared Kushner in charge of Greenland for 20 years as the provisional governor of Greenland, so everything would be fine.
Oh, perfect. It's going to be
That's
great.
what I make that up too. That's not true. That's
Jared's
fake news.
on it. Don't worry.
That is fake
That'll
news.
definitely change their mind, right?
Meanwhile, ISIS is getting back in Afghanistan. This is about 2 years after Donald Trump said ISIS is off the face of the earth.
Right.
They just bombed a wedding in Afghanistan, killing 63 people.
Wow.
The reason why ISIS is back is because the United States and Taliban are trying to work on a peace deal. ISIS doesn't want peace, so they're starting to bomb all of Afghanistan now to thwart that peace deal.
Gosh.
Now, everything we hold dear, according to this, from race to plastic straws, Trump is now dialed up in a culture war.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a fact.
As cities and coffee chains across the country have adopted policies aimed at limiting environmental damage. Now there's that spot in the Pacific where the vortex in the Pacific,
Of all the plastic.
where all the plastic, and it's the size of Australia right now.
Right.
Wow.
Where all the plastic straws that came from, Starbucks and McDonald's and all the plastic straws that never, ever, ever disintegrate.
Right.
Okay, they are on this earth for 2 million years or something before it disintegrates. So countries are dumping all this plastic in the ocean, and based on the way that the currents flow, there is a plastic garbage that is somewhere in the South Pacific that is the size of Australia.
Yeah.
This garbage patch.
Yeah, it's like the Great Garbage Patch
Yeah,
or
it's this
something
garbage
like that.
patch that is the size of Australia that is made up of plastics that don't disintegrate, which is why when you go to Starbucks now and you go to some of these other places, they're giving you paper straws.
Right.
Yeah.
At least it's a start. It's better than nothing.
I hate paper straws.
I hate them too, but it's a start. So, Trump campaign manager, I can't believe this guy has this name, making me sick.
What?
Brad Parscale
Yeah.
sent out a tweet last month lamenting what he characterized as excessive liberalism, complete with a picture of a disintegrating paper straw smashed tight in the lid of his cup. He tweeted, "I'm so over paper straws, hashtag liberal progress." And within hours, the campaign website was promoting a new product, plastic red straws with Trump written down the side.
Oh, hell no.
That's
So he is basically selling now straws that won't disintegrate for 2 million years and will go into this garbage patch in the size of Australia. Now, he says, well, why don't you get rid of plastic plates and plastic cups? And yeah, we should.
Right.
Nobody says we shouldn't.
Right.
But you got to start
But you have to start
somewhere.
somewhere, right.
You can't just say because we're not getting rid of everything cold turkey,
Right.
that means we should still keep polluting the earth.
Right.
I don't like, because I've seen them done both ways. I don't like plastic, I don't like paper straws.
Yeah.
I don't like the sippy cups they give you either, because sometimes you get the sippy cups.
Oh, I
But
actually
I will
like the sippy
guarantee you that if you outlaw plastic straws, in 2 years, somebody's going to come up with an ingenious invention.
Yeah. Right.
Because that's what makes America and the world great.
Yeah.
We become MacGyver.
We
adapt.
improvise.
We
Okay.
evolve.
We adapt and
Absolutely.
improvise, I'm sure. But there's no reason to adapt and improvise. There's no incentive for anybody to come up with a alternative to a plastic straw because they're not going to be able to sell it because people are just using plastic straws.
Right. Of
course.
But once you say, okay, no more plastic straws,
Yep.
there will be an invention. It may take
agree.
1 year or 2 years or 3 years, but eventually somebody's going to come up with something.
Right.
Yep.
Here's the alternative to plastic straw, and everybody's going to be very, very happy about it.
Absolutely.
And then maybe they'll make an alternative to their plastic plate.
Exactly.
And the plastic fork.
Right.
But you got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
So I don't agree with him. He says, well, we're still polluting. Yes, we are.
But
Still
start
have to start
somewhere. Exactly.
Meanwhile, he's also playing down fears of a recession because the one thing
course.
that Donald Trump knows, and this is, I guarantee you this, we can talk, Jonathan, to our heart's content about the election
Right.
and about who says what on any particular day and what their position is. The election will come down to this because this is history. I am going to break down the election in 3 sentences.
Okay.
If the United States economy is running at full steam, Donald Trump will be the president for another 4 years. If we are in a recession, no matter who the Democrat is, the Democrat is going to win. Could 98% guarantee you this. Why? Because history always repeats itself. And in the last 100 years, the only time a United States president lost the re-election was because either they didn't make it to the re-election because they got assassinated,
Right.
like JFK,
Right.
or because we were in a recession.
Right.
But there has been no president in the last 100 years that has lost a second term when the economy was running at full steam.
Oh my gosh.
So Brad Bernstein knows this. And you know who also knows this? Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, the news is reporting that the economic indicators are starting to show that we may be entering into recession
Right.
because of the trade war with China,
Absolutely.
because of the overheating economy,
Right.
because of the trade war with Europe. Trump is his worst enemy when it comes to this. And he actually inherited a good economy from Obama.
Of course.
So Trump knows this.
Yeah.
He says, damn, if we're in a recession, I'm going to jail.
Absolutely.
His man's going to go to jail.
Absolutely.
Why is he going to go to jail? Because there's going to be a Democratic president, a Democratic Congress. The man will be in jail.
Good.
Absolutely.
Okay? Next to him in jail will be his buddy Jared.
Right.
And next to him, next to Jared, will be little Porky.
Right.
And next to little Porky, in the woman's side,
I was going to say.
will be Ivanka.
Ivanka.
Right.
Good.
Maybe Kellyanne Conway can have one in there.
That's
Her and Ivanka
right.
can share it.
All in there.
So he knows this. He knows this.
Of course.
So
You're right.
he is now starting to blame everybody for the recession but himself. It's made up by the fake news. We're not in a recession.
Right.
It's the other countries that are in a recession that are causing the U.S. recession. The United States has the best economy in the world. China is going to capitulate and give us everything we want. He has to rah-rah the economy through the election. Literally rah-rah, convince people where the economy is good. But hopefully people will see through it.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody wants a bad economy. But I'll tell you the truth, I'll take a bad economy to get rid of him.
100%.
I would.
Listen,
100%.
me too.
And I'm not convinced that it would mean a permanently bad economy. I feel like we would bounce back pretty quickly.
I would take it. Finally, Belgium, Kim, and Jonathan Elias.
Yeah.
There is the latest pumpkin spice food trend. Okay, first there was pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there was pumpkin spice bread.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Then there was pumpkin spice soup, which they've been serving for years.
That's a thing.
Okay. Now, adding on to the pumpkin spice craze.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice spam.
What?
Ew.
No. It is the latest brand cashing in on the pumpkin spice craze as we enter the Halloween season. Yes, it's been introduced. It's going to be introduced to the general public on September 23rd and can only be purchased at spam.com, walmart.com, and BelgiumKimTV.com. Influencers and reporters were sent. Belgium Kim is also a brand ambassador
100%.
for pumpkin spice spam.
Half a fully, I guess.
But influencers and reporters were sent an advanced sample, and they had the opportunity to try it. Now, while frying up the pumpkin spice spam, pumpkin spice odors intensify.
Oh, God.
And as the tasters put it, the combined scent of heavily processed ham and sweet pumpkin spice was a little disgusting.
Yeah,
very good.
Yes, I don't know how well this is going to do. I think this is called, jumping on the pumpkin spice bandwagon and just being totally off base there, right?
I have a completely crazy take. I hate all pumpkin spice things.
Really?
I just don't like pumpkin spice.
I like the pumpkin spice lattes.
I
like
do
the
too.
pumpkin spice latte.
I do like that,
they're very
especially
good.
fall time.
They're very good.
When it's a little chilly outside.
Yeah, they're very good.
Caramel brulee latte or chestnut praline all day long.
Ooh.
But that's it.
Sounds
So
great too.
So
I like spam.
I've never
though.
tasted spam.
I have not.
I like spam because my first job when I was 15 years old, I worked at a Hawaiian restaurant.
Okay.
And Hawaiians eat spam musubi. So it's like spam with teriyaki sauce around it and like a nice white rice and then wrapped around seaweed. It's really good. You dip it in some teriyaki.
So it has a look of like a little spam sushi situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's good.
All right, Jonathan, Yo-Yo Ellis, and Belgium Kim, we're going to get ready to start answering some immigration questions. Let everybody know what to do one last time before we get into our immigration segment.
Okay, family, the very first thing that we want absolutely everyone to do, no matter what platform you're watching us on, is join the Brad Squad. Go to Facebook.com and check out the Bradshaw Live the Bradshaw Live Brad Squad, because that's the group where you're going to get all of the exclusives, you're going to get special extra content, and the first 5 questions that get asked in that group every single day are the first 5 questions we answer during our social media check-in. So it's the only way you can get a guaranteed answer to your question. Also, make sure that if you haven't done it, like and follow the Brad Show Live page and hit that little bell, because that's what's gonna let you know every single time we go live so that you don't miss us when we pop up or show up late, or maybe one day we'll show up early. You never know. Make sure that you tell us all of your thoughts and feelings in the comments, and make sure to leave those questions right now, because we answer them first come, first served in as much detail as possible, please, family, so we actually know how to help you. And now, Yo-Yo, and please, oh my God, no, share! Share! What are you doing, family? Share! That's the biggest thing about it.
Share! From the Sonny and Cher Show?
From the Sonny and Cher Show!
That's right!
Dude, what is that? What's that song?
I got you, babe!
I got you, babe!
Show us that you got your babe, right?
I got you, babe.
But then she has some other ones too when she's singing on the
The
aircraft
doo-wop
carrier.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's just Cher.
That's just Cher. That's
That's not Sonny and Cher anymore.
I don't know how we got here,
Right.
but make sure that you are sharing.
You're Sonny and Sharon, right?
You're Sonny and Sharon.
Right.
Believe in love after love
That's
by
right.
sharing. Make sure that you hit that share button. Hit start a watch party where it'll start a watch party and notify all your friends, or share it into groups or into private messages and private message groups that you are a member of, fam. Yo, now that I have finally gotten through that, what do we do on YouTube?
Okay, on YouTube, the first thing you're gonna do is subscribe. You have to subscribe and click that little bell that gives you the notifications of any time we go on, because you guys know for the summertime, we do pop-up Fridays. You never know what time we're gonna pop up. You know why? Because we never know what time we're gonna pop up. So you guys have to get notified. Make sure you guys subscribe. That's the first thing you guys have to do. Then of course, the second thing we need you guys to do is definitely copy the link and share it. We need you guys to share this show and get it out there, especially our YouTube. Our YouTube subscriber count has been growing crazy, and it's all because of you, and that helps when you share. So when you share, just share it to any of your little groups that you're in. Make sure you just make a group of friends and family that you think might benefit from this show on Viber, WhatsApp, your text message blast, any social media platform that you guys have as well. And of course, we definitely want you guys to be commenting in the comment section. Talk to each other, talk to us. Let us know your social media questions, because after this segment, we will be answering social media questions. And you have to do them as early as possible, because it's not guaranteed that we're gonna get to every single one of them. And of course, we definitely need you all to press that thumbs up. Shows us how much you love the show and appreciate us, because we appreciate you. All right, next, what we're gonna do is our next segment, when you guys call in and Brad answers the questions with giving answers to your immigration questions.
By the way, before I answer questions, I see Jennifer Fernandez Obania says,
Yes.
I love Spam. But so if you love Spam, definitely go to BelgiumKimTV.com and get your free sample of pumpkin spice Spam.
Is that what you're doing?
That's what she does in her spare time.
That is my side hustle.
That's her side hustle, all right.
I've been working really closely with Spam to develop it. I've been charging the basic wagon for a long
That
time.
is right, yeah. She does three things. You know what? Like, she steals time from Bradshaw Live.
Yeah.
Like, I always walk into the social media room, I go, Kim, are you working on the show? And then all of a sudden she closes her laptop. And then she went to the bathroom and I opened it. I'm like, is this the special Spam recipe that she's working on?
The Spam side hustle. Oh yeah, Brad.
I can't believe it.
Oh yeah.
I
Many
can't
of my
believe it.
hours spent at work.
I can't believe it. By the way, also fake news. There is no such thing as, I just want to make it clear, there's no such thing as BelgiumKimTV.com.
If you go there and it is a thing, I don't own that.
Right, and if they're selling Spam, that would be hilarious.
Okay, well now I'm obviously going to go.
Now you're going to go look. All right, let's go to Yana in New York. Yana.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was my turn.
Yes, it's your turn. What's going on?
Hi. So my question to you is about I-130 form.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm listening.
Yes. So yes, I'm a U.S. citizen and I'm applying for my parents.
Right.
And I have an underage brother. So I'm wondering whether I read a lot of information online, and it seems like he is not considered part of the application for my parents, even though he's underage. Is it correct?
That is correct. When you're a U.S. citizen when you're a U.S. citizen filing for your parents, there's a question on the form: name your children. And a lot of people think when you name the children, they're included. They're not under the law. You're just naming the children because you're answering their question. But the only people who are going to come are one I-130 for your mother, one I-130 for your father. They're going to come. And once they come to the United States, they can turn around and file for your brother, and that'll be maybe another 2 years or so.
Okay, so I'm wondering whether it makes any sense for me to file another form for my brother, as brother and sister.
No, it wouldn't pay because your parents will file for them much faster than you filing for him now.
So it will be much faster for my parents to apply for my brother when they get here.
Correct.
Okay, got it. And I'm just wondering, do you know why the system is like that? Because he's underage. Where is he supposed to be?
You understand?
Why
is that? Because that's what Congress decided 50 years ago when they made the law.
Okay.
That's
okay.
really it.
And I'm
There's
just
that's the
wondering.
law they made.
Okay, because I'm just wondering what people usually do in that situation. What they do with their underage children.
What they do is one of two. What they do is one of two. Either one, parents come and they leave the underage children behind, and the parents file, and then the children come 2 years later. Or two, the parents come, file for the underage children, get a re-entry permit to allow them to live in another country and raise their child until that child's green card is available, and then they all come back together.
Okay,
All right.
I got it.
All right.
That was all the questions I had.
Okay, Yana, be well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Suzette in the Bronx. Suzette. Suzette.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Suzette. How are you?
I'm good. How are you and the squad?
Squad is fantastic. The team, the crew, I'm calling you the team, you're really the crew.
We're
The
the
crew
crew,
is
yeah.
awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
And Brad is ready for your question.
Okay. I have two questions for you.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to cut it as short as I can.
Yes.
Okay. I filed for 3 of my kids in Jamaica under VOWA.
Right.
I was the VOWA, right, but they were in Jamaica. So it delayed until I finally get through with them. Now, one of my child getting problem in Jamaica with like some charges. He's going through an investigation now.
What kind of,
No.
what this is one of your children?
Yes.
Okay, what is
Two
the
of them are cops in Jamaica.
What is the investigation?
The investigation, he and his friend fight, and the fight end up into the boy reporting that he was trying to rob him of $20,000 with gun.
All right. So this is the story. If they're found guilty, they're not going to get a green card. If they're found innocent, then they will. That's basically what it comes down to.
No, the thing is that he just get out of jail. It just happened. So he was in jail for 2 weeks, and they couldn't find any proof.
So what's going to happen is this: if there's pending charges, meaning that the case is not
It's
resolved,
pending,
okay,
yeah.
then you have to hold. You can file for your children, but you have to hold off on the visa appointment at the embassy until the resolution of the criminal case. If the criminal case they're found innocent, then we can bring them in. We'll have a fight with the embassy, but they'll eventually get through. If they're found guilty of a theft offense, and they're going to go to jail and serious offense, serious charges against them, stealing $20,000 from somebody, then they're going to be an aggravated
but they didn't find the money, and they didn't find, and they see on the camera the fight.
One second. I'm not debating the facts of the case. I have no idea. I'm just telling you, this is in Jamaica, so it has nothing to do with me or you. What I'm telling you is, you're asking me about the immigration consequences, and the immigration consequences are, 1, while the charges are pending, he's not going to get through. 2, if he's found guilty, it's most likely going to be an aggravated felony. He's going to go to jail. He's never going to get a green card. Or 3, he's found innocent of all charges, and then he goes to the embassy. You would need a good lawyer. We'll have a fight with the embassy, but if he doesn't have a criminal record, eventually they have to give him a green card. Those are the 3 possibilities.
So I have to redo it over
No,
for him?
no. Keep the case going.
Okay.
All right? You understand? And come see me if you want, if you still don't understand. All right, so hold on. Let's go to Kevin in Aurora, Colorado. Kevin.
Hey, Brad, how are
what's
you?
up?
Hey, so I have a shoplifting case pending.
Yeah.
And my dad is about to start a petition for me.
Right.
I'm not from the U.S. He's about to start a petition, so I was wondering if that will prevent me from getting a green card.
What is the shoplifting, and where was it?
It was about a week ago.
All right, and what was the resolution? Are you still have pending charges?
Yes, the charges are pending.
Well,
I'm going to go to court.
It all depends. It all depends what you're found guilty of, or if you're found innocent. It's the same thing as the last caller. So until we know, it's not what you're charged with, it's what you're ultimately found guilty of, or if you're found innocent. So before you take any plea deal, you come speak to me first.
All right, thank you.
Hold on. Let's go to Sarah in Ann Arbor, Michigan, my alma mater. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Sarah.
Hi, Brad.
How are you? You know where I lived in Ann Arbor when I went to school? I lived on Hill Street.
Okay.
Right off of University. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
Right down from, right down from right down the street from Rick's, where they had all the musicians, and Charlie's. And I heard Charlie's is not there anymore.
No.
No, but that was a long
That's
time
an
ago.
awesome town,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Sarah, what's going on? You just brought back memories. I got all happy thinking about college.
Oh, you have to come back?
Yes, I know. All right, what's going on?
So I'm an American citizen.
Right.
We just got married last year. My husband, he's Canadian.
Uh-huh.
He came to visit me using his passport last July. Well, in August, he kind of drank too much, and he got arrested for like an assault charge. Basically, it was kind of like a felony.
He got into a fight with somebody? He got into just like a drunk brawl? Or was it domestic violence?
Yeah. Well, it was more so domestic violence.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't call. It was kind of like a neighbor did, and
Right.
I was just trying to get it to go away. But so, yeah, it was like a felony.
Yeah.
But his lawyer dropped it down to disorderly conduct.
Okay.
The problem is that, well, after that, he had, since it dropped down, we got married since he had been here for over, the past 90 days.
Right.
So we got married, and now he's on probation. He's going to finish that in October. We're looking to file the I-31 and then the 485.
Yeah, you should do it.
But, he's still on probation.
As soon as the probation's up, you could actually, you can't prove good moral character till his probation is up. But the day probation is up, you should file it, and hopefully his probation officer doesn't call immigration on him.
No, yeah, they haven't.
Right.
I guess what I'm worried about is looking at the 485.
I don't know the penal code of Michigan off the top of my head, but generally in most states, a disorderly conduct is not a crime; it's a violation. As long as it's a violation, not a crime, he's okay. If a disorderly conduct in Michigan is a misdemeanor, then he could be found guilty of either a crime of moral turpitude or perhaps a crime of domestic violence, depending on what he was actually pled guilty to, and then he may need a waiver. What I would suggest, before you do anything more, is have a consultation with me. Let me see the disposition, and then I'll tell you where he stands.
Do you have to file, use the police report when you file, because it asks about arrest?
You submit the disposition from the court.
Okay, and not the police report.
Not the police report. Unless
because it talks about him blowing like a .2 and then prior drug use. So.
Okay, so I think that they may ask for it, and that all may go to good moral character as well. So they may ask for it, and if they ask for it, then we'll have to deal with it and show, this was just a bad day he had. He's a very good guy. He's just, an angry drunk, and he doesn't drink anymore. I mean, basically, that's what it is. But I think I think you need to.
The judge said he was going to drop it down or dismiss it once he finishes probation. So does that help?
It depends. It depends if he actually pled guilty to something. No.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a situation where the judge said, you go do this probation or this class, I'm not going to take a guilty plea from you, and if you finish this class or finish this probation, I'm going to come back and I'm going to drop it to XYZ, then the answer is yes. So in other words, if it's post-rehabilitation relief, no. If it's a situation where the judge says, I'm not taking a plea, go do this diversionary thing that they want you to do, then come back to me, and then I'm going to have you plead guilty to something different, then yes. So it depends on the situation.
Okay.
All right, so I think you need a consultation, then we'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, so hold on one second.
Thank you so much.
All right. Meanwhile, what's so funny? Some people are happy people, and then they become angry drunks.
Right.
I was just thinking in that call. I'm an angry guy.
Yeah.
But when I drunk, I'm happy.
You are a very happy drunk.
I'm a very happy drunk.
You are. That's actually true.
I'm a very happy drunk.
You are always, that is, those meetings that we've had, those post-show drinks.
Drunk meetings, yes.
Those are the most complimentary, most wonderful. Brad loves his team.
That's right.
He loves his team all the time, but he really lets us know.
That's right. I said, the more tequila I have, the happier I get.
Exactly.
Keep and the happier we get.
That's right.
Keep on pouring that 1942.
Yeah, what was it, like last time you got me drunk, I said, races for everybody.
That's right.
But I didn't remember. I was so drunk, I didn't remember the next time.
I'm still waiting on mine, Brad.
I'm waiting on mine.
All right, let's go to Javier in Branford, Connecticut. Javier.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How you doing?
Good, thanks. I fell for my wife, I would say 14 months ago, we went for the interview,
Right.
and we have been waiting. Last week, I got a phone call from an agent from immigration saying that he needed to set up an appointment to come to my house.
Okay.
So my question is that possible?
Yes, they can come and do house visits and see if you're in a legitimate marriage. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Do I need to have a lawyer when he?
I would think you would want to have a lawyer there.
Yeah.
All right. It's worse. It's like having a lawyer at an interview. It's the same thing.
And what should I expect?
I think you should expect them to go ask to come in and go see where you live and how you live and make sure that there is a man and woman. They're going to open up your closets. Does you and your wife have your clothes there and your shoes and your belongings that, and show, the two of you are physically living there every day.
Oh, okay.
All right. But yes, you should have a lawyer. So
all right. Thank you.
Hold on one second. All right. Let's go to Stacy in New York. New York. Stacy. Stacy.
Hello.
Hi,
yes.
Stacy. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
So I have a question. I have my friend wants to co-sign for affidavit of support.
Yes.
But she is retired. She said her income is like $5,000 between Social Security and.
Then she can't do it.
She can?
No, she makes $5,000. She's below the poverty level. How could she give somebody else support?
$5,000 a month.
$5,000 a month or $5,000 a year?
A month. I'm sorry.
Oh, then that's $60,000. Of course she can.
And then, but this year she was in the hospital when she was admitted in the hospital when her taxes were supposed to be filed. She got out, but she still hasn't gotten the chance to.
All right, so she needs to do it, and then she could file her taxes and get her taxes up to date, and then she could do it. That's simple.
Okay.
All right.
And what if she's not able to do it?
Then you get somebody else. There's 350 million people in America who can possibly do it. Go find somebody else.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're right.
Okay.
Let's go to Raheem in Staten Island. Raheem.
Hi. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah. Please, I have a question, but with a little explanation.
All right, make the explanation.
I came to America with B1, B2 visa.
What's that, Raheem? Stop. If the explanation is more than 30 seconds, I'm not going to listen. Make the explanation very short. Go.
Okay. I came to America with B1, B2 visa.
Yes.
2014,
yes.
And I have an approved I-130 2015.
Okay.
And 2019, I put in for my I-765 with I-131 and I-485.
Okay.
And I have an approved combo card with me. Okay. Can I travel to Africa?
Who's sponsoring you? Your wife?
Yes.
And she's a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Yes, as long as your advance parole is valid and your adjustment's pending, absolutely go enjoy your trip. Don't stay out more than 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, just 2 weeks.
Yep, perfect. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
All right, let's go to, maybe he'll be on the plane with you, Jonathan.
Where's he going?
I didn't ask.
He's not going to Ethiopia, are you?
Jonathan's going to Ethiopia next week, or in 2 weeks, right?
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes. All right, let's go to Elizabeth in Coral Spring, Florida. Elizabeth.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And I'm going to say you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you very much.
Just calling. I came here on a K1 visa, and my son came on a K2.
Right.
So I got married in 2014. I got a 2-year conditional. It expired in 2016.
Right.
So I got an extension. And the extension that I got, it will be expiring in October, the 29th of October.
Right.
So they had asked for more evidence, which I sent. But the thing is, I'm not living with my husband, but we have a bona fide marriage. So is the time frame okay? Because it was up 2016, got an extension.
Well, let me say this, okay? Generally speaking, when you don't live with your husband, as long as you can prove it was a bona fide marriage when you got your green card and you lived with your husband in a bona fide marriage for a period of time, and your husband is cooperating and goes on the interview with you, and yes, it's way too long, but goes on the interview with you and you say, it is a real marriage, we are now separated. Yes, I've seen that work, but most of the time, immigration doesn't believe it's a real marriage and sends it off to an immigration judge for deportation.
Well, what happened, we were dating before I came here. because I couldn't come before because he was in the Air Force
What I would suggest is this. What my normal advice is, not knowing your situation, but generally my normal advice that I generally give is if you and your spouse are separated and you have a pending I-751, you should get a divorce. Because the last thing you want is to have a bona fide marriage, but now be separated, have immigration come check to see if you're living together, you're not, and now they don't believe it's a real marriage. If you get divorced, let me finish. If you get divorced, you go on the interview on your own, you don't have to rely on your husband anymore. It was a real marriage. I'm being interviewed by myself. Here's the proof, and you're done. Now, that's what my general advice is. However, in specific situations, I may tell somebody different. Like maybe I would tell you, okay, you're separated as long as your husband wants to help and you have lots of documents to prove you live together and he's willing to cooperate. Yes, let's push this interview through. Let's not put you to the back of the line and do a divorce. Let's not push you to the back of the line and get divorced. And we're going to go in and tell the truth. You're separated, but your husband still loves you. It just can't live together anymore. And here's the proof it was a real marriage. And if that's the case, then that's the case. But I would need to have a consultation with you about it.
Okay, because he's willing to come in with me.
All right,
but they said I can't make an InfoPass appointment.
That's why you need to come see me now, because it's pending all these years, and we got to discuss where you stand with your husband. So hold on one second, okay?
Okay.
All right. And if you're in Coral Springs, Florida, by the way, we can always do a phone consult. Let's go to Rita in Boston, Massachusetts. Rita.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Rita.
Hi, I'm calling for a friend. She came with her husband in 1998.
Right.
The husband applied for asylum.
Yes.
And she was on the asylum application as a spouse. However, last year her husband passed on, so she doesn't know where she stands. What should she do? Should she file her own application for asylum?
Yes. Yes, she should. And she needs to independently prove she has an asylum claim. So hold on one second. Okay? And then she's gonna have to file based on changed circumstances, which is I was on my husband's pending case and he died. Okay, so hold on one second. She needs help.
All right.
Let's go to Miriam in Houston, Texas. Miriam.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, how are you? Good.
Hey, I have a question to ask.
Yes.
I love watching your shows.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask, I applied for my husband I-30 petition on July 25th, 2018.
Yes.
And I got my approved letter on July 14, 2019, saying that they have transferred my case to NYC, and it's been a month. I haven't heard any response from them. So just want to know in general, like, how long does it take, or should I call them?
Your case was transferred to New York City?
No, to NYC.
To the National Visa Center. Oh, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought you said NYC. And it's been how long now? You should hear from them in about 8 weeks from the time it's transferred there.
Yeah, it's just been a 1 month. So
Okay, so
I
wait another 4 weeks, and if you don't hear anything, call me.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. Let's go to. Oh, gosh, that hurts my ear. Jeez, come on, Julian, the TriCaster guy, get on it. I gotta call him out on that.
That's right.
Don't ever do that to me again. That was me. I had nothing to do with him.
He doesn't control.
He doesn't control that at all. I know. I just like to blame other people for my mistakes.
Okay, there it is.
All right, let's go. I control the phone. So let's go to Peter in Taramac, Florida. Peter.
Yes. Good afternoon, Brian.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Just three quick questions.
Yes.
My girlfriend, her green card expired 13 years ago.
Yes.
And she wants to renew it.
Yes.
But she don't have a valid ID to get the fingerprints, and she was on food stamp. Is that a problem?
Nope. Renew. It's fine. All right. No problem.
She renew it?
Renew it. Even on food stamp. She already has the green card. She's fine.
Even though it's expired?
Even though it's expired. She has the 10-year card or the 2-year card?
10-year card that expired 13 years ago.
Oh, yes. Go file to renew it. Absolutely.
Okay, and so once you get for the ID now, she have no ID. Would that be a problem for her to get the fingerprint and stuff?
Does she have any identification?
She have an expired driver's license, expired ID card.
She can try to use the
expired card.
And she can try to use her passport. Does she have a valid passport?
No, that passport was lost.
Okay, so she needs to get a new passport because they're not going to accept the expired ID card if it's years and years ago. So tell her to her country to get a new passport, and then bring the expired, and she's not going to be able to renew the ID card until she has her green card back. So in this order, renew her passport, then file to renew the green card, bring the passport and the expired state identification, and when she gets her new green card, then she can update her state ID.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Let's go to Kim in Montego Bay. Kim.
Hello.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. I'm calling in regards to a friend.
Yes.
His father applied for him in 1999, and he came to America when he was 10 years old. Sorry. In 1999, the father applied for citizenship, but this child was 16, didn't get through until he was 20. The child was 18 years and 4 months. However, the child got deported, sent back to Jamaica. He had a green card. However, he got caught going back to the U.S. illegally, and he filed for citizenship, which he got not really approved, but in the process. Now he got deported again, and now he has an appointment to do his biometric for his citizenship. What is his next step? But he's out the country.
Well, he's not a citizen because the father became a citizen after he turned 18.
Pardon?
The father became a citizen after he turned 18 years old. He's not a citizen.
Yeah, but that was in 1999 when the law was different.
No, the law wasn't different. His father still had to be a citizen under 18. He's not a citizen. There are arguments to say he should have been a citizen because they delayed the father's citizenship, but that argument can only be made if he's physically in the United States and he's already been deported. So the fact is, under the law, he's not a citizen, and I'm not saying anything bad about the guy, but in the eyes of the American government, he's a criminal. He's a criminal deportee who tried to re-enter, which is a second crime. He's never coming back to America, unfortunately.
Okay, so the fact that he got the appointment to do the biometric.
Yeah, he can do all the appointments he wants. He's not a U.S. citizen. They're going to deny him.
Okay, so it will be denied?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Sorry about that. All right, let's go to Solomon in Istanbul, Turkey. Solomon.
Hey, hi, Brad. Nice to meet you.
Good. Nice to meet you.
I'm
What's
fine.
going on?
I just want to ask concerning a couple of questions.
Yes.
I'll be brief.
Just one question.
My mom,
one question
she's
per person. So make most important.
Okay. My mom, she's a permanent resident, older, and she filed for myself and my twin brother.
Right.
I just wanted to know how long it takes for
when you're over
the green card to be available.
You're over 21.
I'm over. Yes, I'm over. I'm over.
Single?
I'm 30.
You're
unmarried.
Single?
Unmarried.
When did your mom file for you?
I think about 2 months ago. Yeah.
Oh, you're about
California.
7 more years.
Okay, 7 more years. Okay,
yeah. So
thank you.
Don't sell the house yet. Don't quit the job.
Sorry?
So don't sell the house and don't quit the job yet.
So what else?
I said don't sell your house and don't quit your job. Yeah. Okay. One more question.
No. What if you want to purchase an apartment, like a house in the United States? Does he give you an insurance to get a visa or something?
No, owning a house doesn't give you any insurance to getting a visa.
Okay.
Right,
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Anne Marie in Bronx. Anne Marie. Anne Marie. Anne Marie. All right. Somebody get Anne Marie on the phone while I go to Junior in Bridgeport. Junior.
Hello.
Hi, Junior.
Hi, Brad. What's up? I don't know if this is a family court mother or a green card mother, but my daughter was living here with me 3 years ago in the U.S.
Yes.
She's a green card holder. My wife for her. But a month ago, I took her down to visit her mom. And recently, her mom telling me that she don't want to send her back. She wanted to spend some time there in Jamaica with her. And I'm disputing that. So I was wondering what legal action could I take regarding to a green card.
You have
get her back here?
You're not a citizen, are you?
No, I'm a green card holder.
All right. You have a big problem because the courts in the United States don't have jurisdiction. Your daughter's out of the country. The only court that would have jurisdiction would be the Jamaican court. So once you give your daughter to your ex-wife or the mother or whoever she is in Jamaica, and she refuses to give the daughter back to the United States, two things are going to happen. One, your daughter's going to lose her green card because she doesn't come back to the U.S. for years. And two, there's no court that has jurisdiction because the daughter's not in America. You have to go to a Jamaican court and get custody of her and bring her back.
Got you. Could I take what you suggest, like legal paperwork from U.S.
I'm not a Jamaican. I don't know how the courts work in Jamaica. You need to speak to a Jamaican lawyer and say, how do I get custody of this girl?
Got you.
All right?
All right, then. No problem. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Anne-Marie in the Bronx. Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie, yes.
How are you?
I filed for I'm fine. I filed for my citizen last September.
Yes.
But the date keep on change online. Go to 6 months, go to 2 months. Now it changed like 9th of August. It transferred to another USCI office. What does that mean?
Just means they're just shifting their work around. You filed for your sister. She's going to wait 15 years. And whether they approve the case 5 years from today or they approve the case tomorrow, your sister's going to get their green card on the same exact day.
No, I don't. I said I filed for my citizen last September.
Oh, you filed for your citizenship. I thought you said your sister.
Yes.
Okay.
No, my
then
citizenship
they're still transferring to move paperwork around, and they're doing citizenship on last in, first out. So they're just people who have pending citizenships from a year ago are waiting longer than people who have pending cases this year. It just means they're literally shifting paperwork around to one office that's busy to an office that's less busy. So you can't read anything into it. Doesn't mean anything one way or the other.
Oh, because next month is 1 year.
Yeah, but after
So
1 year,
how long you think I have to wait more?
I don't know. You can get an interview tomorrow. You can get an interview in a year from now. I wouldn't be surprised if either answer was correct. The only thing you can do after 1 year pending citizenship is to file a mandamus and force them to give you an interview, which we can do to help you if you want. So hold on if you want that. Okay. All right. And with that being said, Belgium, Kim, and Jonathan, here at Spar and Bernstein, many of our attorneys' employees have families with recent immigration stories, which is one of the reasons our office understands the importance of clients having solid legal representation as they navigate the U.S. immigration process. In another edition, new edition of Spar and Bernstein, Attorney Close-Up, we learn the immigration stories of partners and immigration attorneys Jenny Kim and Shannon Laguerre-Mangret. Let's watch.
Well, my family came to the United States in 1985 when I was still very young. My family is from South Korea. That's where I was born. I was born in South Korea, but the United States is my home, particularly in New York, because this is where I have spent the majority of my life. We were able to come to the United States as green card holders based on a petition that my grandfather had filed on my dad's behalf as a married child, which falls under the F3 preference category. I mean, that was in 1985, so the waiting periods were not as long as they are now, and my grandfather was able to come to the U.S. as a result of his oldest daughter filing for him when she became a U.S. citizen, and she actually obtained her permanent residency after she started working as a nurse here.
My family is from the Republic of Haiti. It's a small island in the Caribbean. So basically my mom and my dad came in the 70s, and they met each other here and fell in love and got married. My dad went into the military as soon as possible, and then afterwards he became a U.S. citizen and petitioned for my mom. Then at that point, basically, my mom petitioned for my grandma. She came here, and now basically everyone is here, actually. I don't have any family back in Haiti. We do go back on vacation. My husband is also Haitian. And so that's our background. So for example, one of the reasons that I got into immigration law is because I was living in Miami. There were a lot of Haitians coming in on boats, also a lot of Cubans coming in on boats also. So basically the Haitians actually needed representation. So I go into the detention centers and do know your rights presentations in Creole because I do speak Creole. And then at that point, basically I represented them in court. A lot of them were able to win their asylum cases. So it was one of a very satisfying time in my life, knowing that I was able to give back in a way to my culture, my family, and I know that I made my grandma proud doing that.
Proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. Hey! I was doing production meetings.
You were,
and Jules goes, "What's happening in there? What's happening in there?" What's happening?
I was actually right beside you, and I too was wondering what was happening.
Well, just remind me about a production meeting.
No, I remember. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
So, in any event, I do have to remind everybody, I do have an Instagram account. You can follow me on Instagram if you're part of the Brad Squad. Jonathan in Belgium, Kim told you how to join the Brad Squad. And if you are part of the Brad Squad and you follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein, you will have an opportunity to ask me any question you want, because people, that's my social media of choice now.
Right.
Is Instagram. So you can correspond with me, and if I know who you are, and you're part of the Brad Squad, I'm happy. And lots of people who are part of the Brad Squad have asked me questions in there. A lot of times I say you need a consultation.
Right.
Many times I say yes or no. It depends on if there's an easy answer, I give you yes or no.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's so
right. I
sweet.
answer.
Wow.
If it's a little more complicated, I'll say. And then you can also follow my trials and tribulations around the world. You can comment on my pictures, like them.
Yep.
Tell me how handsome I am. Whatever you'd like.
Take those story polls that Brad posts every once in a while.
That's right.
That's right.
And you can watch this all at Real Brad Bernstein. You can also follow at Brad Show Live on Instagram as well. And at Brad Show Live, you'll see all of our top of our content and all of our guests that come on, plus some funny moments and some pictures and behind the scenes and whatever else No Name Sydney feels like posting.
Right.
Okay. And Belgium Kim and Yo-Yo, what about your Instagram?
You can find me at Belgium Kim TV.
And you can find me at Jonathan Elias TV.
All right. And with that, let's get to something we like to call social media check-in.
All right, so now remember, the first 5 people that we will ask the questions for are actual Brad Squad members on the Facebook fan page.
So many benefits to being a part of the Brad Squad,
It
right?
is.
You get your social media questions asked first. You get to talk to me on DM.
That's
yeah.
Right.
And you get content that
And you get extra content that we don't post anywhere else.
So yeah, definitely join right now if you haven't. All right. So now for our first Brad Squatter, Homeboy Henry saying,
Homeboy Henry.
Yeah,
I like that.
name.
I like that name.
Homeboy Henry.
All right.
I applied for the waiver to move the 2-year bar as J1 3 months now. All I got was I got a reply from.
He's doing the J visa to remove the 2-year home residence requirement, and it takes a while. But if it's pending more than 12, 15 months, he needs to come see me.
Okay, so he asked, should he be worried because the wife is a U.S. citizen. So
how long has it been?
Move the 2-year bar as a J1
how long
3
has it
months
been?
now.
Oh,
So,
3 months? Oh,
yeah.
you're going to be waiting a while. And yes,
Okay.
you should be worried because not all of them get approved.
Our next question, and I know where this person is from because our next one is from Aki and Saltfish, who wants to know if someone should
How do you know where Agni Saltfish is from?
Aki and Saltfish.
Is that like Jamaican?
That's a Jamaican meal right
Oh,
there. That is a
Aki. I thought Agnes. I thought you said Agnes.
No, Aki.
It's like a breakfast meal, right?
Yeah, Aki and Saltfish.
I've had that before.
Back when we used to do this on the radio, every morning we would ask people what they were having for breakfast, and they would all say Aki and
You know,
Saltfish.
my first Facebook name,
Yeah.
I was called Matzo Ball, but I didn't want everybody to know where I was from, so Matzo Ball and bagel.
That's not real. That can't be real.
That was not real.
I was about to say, what?
That's not real. They're like, oh, Matzo Ball and bagel has a question.
No way. Aki and Saltfish says, if someone should marry a green card holder, how long would it take them to get their social security number and their work permit?
You wouldn't get it. You'd get a green card. You would get your work permit and social when you get your green card, unless you are in the United States right now and that person who's marrying the green card is in legal status. Then you could file an adjustment this month or next month, and yes, you would get the work permit in 6 months because your priority dates are current. But generally speaking, you don't get it. You wait till you get your green card. If you're out of status, marrying to a resident, you got to wait until your spouse becomes a citizen, and then file.
All right, our next question comes from Wakwas saying, does public charge apply to green card holders?
Not to renew your green card. It's only applying for a green card. Once you have a green card, it doesn't apply to you anymore. What it can do is that if a green card holder gets public assistance, it's possible that the person who is the U.S. citizen who filed for that green card holder could be responsible for that public assistance.
Peter says, are there any waivers for non-immigrant applicants who don't have a spouse or parents or child in the States? This was for a misrepresentation which was made by mistake.
You only can get a waiver for misrepresentation based on a spouse or parent. Otherwise, you don't get it through.
All right, Athrium saying, question for the show today. My daughter is sending in an I-130 with my last name, which is my married name, but on her birth certificate, my name is on it as well, but with my maiden from birth. I was not married to her father. Question now. Should I send her my birth and married certificate to send in with the I-130 to not cause any delay?
Yes, send in both, and then if there's an issue with the names, you're going to have to give an affidavit explaining what the difference in the names are.
Jennifer said, is it safe to travel within the U.S. if I have a removal notice?
Yes, because they can't put you in deportation twice.
All right, next one is from Joanna saying, I've had DACA since the age of 15. Now I'm married to a U.S. citizen. Do I have to get a waiver?
I don't know how you entered the United States. If you came without inspection, you need a provisional waiver. If you entered on a legal visa, then just adjust your status.
Ronnie says, I checked the U.S. Embassy's website and my B1B2 visa says that it was revoked and canceled. But at the embassy, they told me that my visa's okay and I have no issues to travel. What's the deal?
Either the embassy's wrong or the computer's wrong. How would I know what the deal is?
How could you figure out who's right?
Just go back to the embassy and confirm.
Okay.
All right, next one comes from Tommy Vercetti saying, my friend got a green card through religious asylum, converting to Christianity from Islam 5 years ago. This year, he planned and had babies with 2 different ladies in the U.S., not married to any of these women or anyone else. Does this affect his citizenship application?
No, it's not bad moral character to have children with 2 different women. And I don't believe it's against the Christian religion to have a baby with 2 different women. So I think you're okay. You're okay for God, and you're okay with immigration.
That's a lot of validation in one answer. Audrey said, how long can you stay out of the country on a green card?
Up to 6 months, but you got to be physically in the U.S. longer than somewhere else.
Stacy Dawes asking, my mom has 2 more years before she can apply for citizenship. I was her sponsor. Will this new law going into effect October affect her?
It would only affect her if you have to file an adjustment and an affidavit of support and you haven't done it yet. Or if you have already submitted your affidavit of support, you're based on the old laws.
Jesus Loves Me Max
Yes.
said, I heard that the 10-year green card is not being given out after the 2-year green card. Is that true?
That's news to me.
Larry Williams.
Meaning not true.
Oh.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Okay.
Right. That's as fake news as BelgiumKimTV.com with the spam, pumpkin spice spam.
That's right. But fun fact, no one owns Belgium Kim TV.
So maybe you should get it.
Someone wants to buy it
You bet. Why don't you get it now? It's probably only $10 before.
Exactly.
But now you've given the idea to everybody to hold you hostage.
Damn,
You better get it
that's a good point.
Yeah,
now they're going to charge me thousands of dollars.
Damn, where am I going to sell my spam? I can't sell my spam now unless you pay me thousands of dollars.
Exactly, and everyone knew to go to
That's right.
Belgium Kim TV for spam.
I'm weak. All right. Larry Williams saying, my interview marriage-based AOS is next month, but my wife couldn't get me into the lease and filing joint taxes due to me not having an SSN. Hope these will not be a problem. Please advise.
You can file a joint tax return without an SSN. It's called a tax ID number. And if you have your SSN now, you could also file an amended tax return. You need to fix your taxes. As far as your lease is concerned, get a letter from the landlord saying that even though you're not on the lease, his records indicate that you and your wife live together in your house.
Miriam Barua said, can a person with a conditional green card join the Army as an officer, and how long after they join can they apply for naturalization?
You can definitely join the Army, whether as an officer or as a gentleman. I have no idea. I don't know the rules of joining the Army. I don't think they say, I have a conditional green card. I want to skip the whole private thing. I want to skip the whole sergeant thing. I want to come right in as a corporal, an officer.
Right.
I think you got to join as a private first, unless you went to West Point or
right,
something
unless you
else.
actually,
So you can join. I would assume. I'm not an Army expert.
Right.
I'm no GI Brad.
Right.
Okay.
Aren't you though?
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
Any Army that has me in the Army It's a losing army. Okay, I'm a pacifist. I'm a pacifist.
Me too.
All right, I'm a pacifist. I'm going to be like, feet, get me out of here.
Brad's on the front lines like,
That's
everybody, let's just calm
Come
down. We can talk about
I have the immigration forms for you.
Right.
Listen.
Don't shoot me. I've got the forms.
Let's see what the magic 8 ball says.
I'm on the floor using my acting skills.
That's right. You're dead. Jonathan's dead.
What a thespian. What a thespian.
The field is my stage.
The answer is yes. As a conditional green card holder, you could join the Army, but the rules are you have to be a permanent resident for more than 1 year. So until you remove the conditions, you still wouldn't become a citizen yet.
All right, Jing saying, my question, how long do I need to stay or work for my green card sponsor before I can work for another company? I'm an EB3 green card holder since September 2018.
Well, it's for an indefinite period of time. So when you got your green card, you have to work for your company for an indefinite period of time. Indefinite period of time could be a month, a year, the rest of your life. So as long as you went back to work for your sponsoring company, and it sounds like you've been there for about a year now.
Right.
Yeah, you can leave if you want.
And our final question in this round of social media check-in is from Ifua, who said, I filed an I-360 through a green card holder last year on March 30th. I received a prima facie twice and haven't heard anything again. When do you think I'm actually going to receive a decision or some kind of approval?
Well, right now, all the VAWA cases are up in the air, but they're usually taking 18 to 24 months. But right now, with that set to expire at the end of September, and they still haven't passed an extension, it's really up in the air. We don't know. We have to see how they deal with it come October 1st. With that, we recently, Belgium Kim, came up with a fantastic idea.
Yes.
A brilliant, brilliant idea.
Brilliant idea.
Jonathan was sitting around the social media room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking all sorts of crap.
As he does.
As he always does.
Yeah.
Boasting. Boasting.
That's true.
Right?
That's
Boasting.
true. That's true.
So we said, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting here and just boasting and being unproductive, why don't we send you back to the Tenement Museum for a second time on the Lower East Side of Manhattan to get a tour of the summer pop-up exhibit. To get a tour of the summer pop-up exhibit, Immigrants Mean Business, an enduring history of entrepreneurship. The exhibit showcases immigrant entrepreneurs in New York City from the late 1900s to today. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? This is Jonathan Elias. Now, according to the Center for American Entrepreneurship, there are 3.1 million immigrants that are entrepreneurs and 8 million people that are employed by immigrant-owned businesses. Now, that's pretty cool, right? But it shouldn't surprise you, because the history of the United States is filled with immigrants that came here for a better life and worked hard and thrived, and in return, gave back to this country that they made their home. Now, we're super lucky because we have a special tour of their new pop-up exhibit called Immigrants Mean Business, an enduring history of immigrant entrepreneurship that showcases immigrants from the early 1900s to today that were entrepreneurs. Now, let's go. All right, Brad Squad, I am here with Dave Favalaro. Did I say it right?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Pretty good.
Thank you. So what do you do here at the museum?
I'm the Director of Curatorial Affairs here at the museum, so I lead the museum's curatorial department. Most of what I do is research and exhibit development, but me and my staff are also tasked with caring for the museum's collections, our archives, and our historic buildings.
Nice. So why was it so important for the museum to showcase immigrant entrepreneurship?
Well, we were excited about the prospect of working with the New York City Department of Small Business Services when they approached us about collaborating on an exhibit that celebrated and explored the important mark that immigrant entrepreneurs have made on the fabric of the city, right? I think when you think about all of the iconic businesses here in New York, whether it's delicatessens or bodegas, right? So many of them have been started and operated by recently arrived immigrants and migrants.
Yeah. So from your perspective, what really stands out in this exhibit?
This is an exhibit not just about immigrant entrepreneurs in the past, but about immigrant small business owners and entrepreneurs in the present as well. We worked with a photographer whose name is Tesfa Alexander, who took photographs of immigrant small business owners throughout the 5 boroughs whom they had worked with. And then we worked with them to really find historical photographs that spoke to those as well, and then also objects and artifacts from the museum's collections that sort of dovetailed there. You know, I think this pairing of photographs, the contemporary one on the top and then the historical one on the bottom, even though perhaps to some folks 1975 is maybe not that historic, right? But I like, you know, this one in particular because it sort of connects 2 food-related businesses, and I think that's one thing that New Yorkers really appreciate about their city, that this is a city to which immigrants and migrants from all over the world 100 years ago or today have brought their food traditions, have brought their food cultures, and I think these 2 really sort of show that. So on the top, of course, you have Safia Hussain from Bangladesh talking about how she began a business that makes Bangladeshi style hot sauces. Which sounds really interesting, right? And then on the bottom here is a photograph from the museum's collection taken by the photographer Edmund Gillen of the interior of Russ and Daughters, which is a Jewish appetizing store that's been around for now over 100 years, and now they actually have a really nice cafe up the block here. But I also really like this because when we think about immigrants and the contributions they make to the fabric of our city, being a small business owner, right, is no less hard work than if you were working in any other, I think, industry, whether it's manufacturing or some kind of service job.
So you did mention some of the storefronts. So is there one in particular that you can talk about?
Sure. I like them all, but we can talk about we can talk about one. This one right behind you here, I think, is really interesting. This one actually used to hang at 97 Orchard Street. Of course, there's the number 97 there. And this was a business that sold hats and was in operation really from the 1930s up through the 1970s.
Oh, wow.
Right?
So you already showed me one of the pieces, and this was one of your favorites. I definitely want to see more.
Sure. Well, let's take a look at some of the other photographs on the other side of the room.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, I think this particular set of photographs is really interesting because this kind of business, operated by this gentleman, Michael Petrov, originally from the Soviet Union, which is sort of a computer networking business called Digital Edge. Clearly that didn't exist, right? So it really shows, I think, you know, immigrant entrepreneurs sort of establishing themselves in newer businesses, bringing skills and so forth. You know, with all of these photo pairings, we tried to sort of match the photos to some extent, you know, type of business, but right, what do you match this with? We had a really terrific photo from our collection of a family-owned business, Ironson watch and jewelry, and this is a sort of really interesting story behind this particular photograph. This was actually donated to the museum by a visitor who went on one of our walking tours, and on that walking tour you get to see a really iconic photo of Orchard Street from 1898 where it's sort of looking south, and she was looking at that photo on the walking tour and said, I think that's the sign of my ancestors' business, and contacted us, confirmed it, and said, well, I have like the photo of them in front of the business if you want it. So these are these folks, also from Eastern Europe, perhaps not the Soviet Union clearly, but Eastern Europe nonetheless. And this is from really around that time, the mid-1890s, just a few blocks south of here. This would have been these folks. You can see some of the sort of clocks and things. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Cindy Undergarments was another business that was operating here on Orchard Street for decades during the 20th century. Sidney himself came as a child, an immigrant he was, with his family from Poland, also an East European Jewish immigrant. And ultimately he got into the wholesaling and the retailing of various kinds of ladies' undergarments. So this is from his store that was originally at 96 Orchard, but he moved the business across the street to 97 Orchard, which is now one of the buildings that you can tour as part of your visit here to the Tenement Museum. And you can really learn a lot more about Sidney and his family and his business on our Shop Life tour, which really explores the stories and the history of immigrant commerce from the middle of the 19th century to the present. We've been in touch for many years with the family members of Sidney, so both his daughter and in particular his granddaughter, who as a teenager in the 1970s spent Sundays working with her grandparents and took over, at least 100 photos of the business that she's donated to the museum.
Wow. So it's so important to, create that relationship not only with the businesses and the the buildings, but also with the family of the descendants.
That's really important to us, is those relationships and maintaining them. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. So should we go to that?
Sure.
Yeah.
We were talking about Sydney Maida and Sydney Undergarments and the way in which his granddaughter worked in the business, spent time with her grandparents when she was a teenager in the 1970s. And she actually also held on to some of the merchandise, which adds some color to our exhibit vitrine here. So this pair of women's underwear here was actually sold in Sydney Undergarments. She took that home. She's donated a few of these to the museum's collection. So you can see this one here is part of the Immigrants Mean Business exhibit, but you could also come on our Shop Life tour and see another pair of those women's underwear. You know, one of the oldest businesses is a fortune teller, and so that little sort of handbill here, which is mostly intact, but this was, you know, also an East European Jewish immigrant named Dora Meltzer who lived and operated a kind of fortune-telling business out of 97 Orchard Street in the first couple years of the 20th century, around 1902, and she appears to have been the aunt of and sister of some of the family members who lived there. So she was with them. Well, let's take a look in the other room as well.
All right. All right. So now you showed me this entire exhibit, which is phenomenal. I want to know more about you. What is your immigration story?
My immigration story. On one side, my great-grandparents were Italian immigrants from Palermo, Sicily, and they came here to New York City, to Brooklyn specifically. That's where my father was born. I grew up out on Long Island, and that's where actually the other half of my ancestry came to. So on the maternal side, my grandparents arrived in the early 1950s from Hamburg, Germany after World War II, and they moved directly out to the suburbs. So now I'm back in the city.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and last, can I have you just look at the camera and say, my American dream is, and go.
My American dream is to share the stories of immigrants, migrants, and refugees here at the Tenement Museum. So come visit, take one of our tours, and come see Immigrants Mean Business.
Well, there you have it, Brad Squad. An amazing day. We want to thank the Tenement Museum and, of course, Dave for showing us this awesome exhibit. I need you guys to come here because we have to support businesses and organizations like this. It showcases immigrants that come to this country and work hard. This is what we know. We know this, but we need everybody else to know this. All right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Back to the studio.
All right. All right, there we are. The Immigrants Mean Business, an enduring history of entrepreneurship exhibit runs every Saturday and Sunday through September 8th. It's free and open to the public, so check it out at the Tenement Museum, located at 103 Orchard Street on Manhattan's Lower East Side. Belgium, Kim.
Yes.
Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Yes, sir.
Are we ready to put 3 minutes on the clock?
Absolutely.
And we're going to answer 15 questions in 3 minutes. And Brad, show live speed round. I've been doing a really good job of this lately.
Yeah.
You got to really, maybe we should have put 2.5 minutes. I think we made it easy today.
No, it's Monday. Let's ease us back into it,
All right,
Brad.
let's ease us back into it because we haven't done it in a while.
Right.
At least 4 days. 3 days. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's go.
Shelley says that a case inquiry for an I-765 AOS priority date is February 2019. I haven't heard back. What's going on?
You could wait anywhere from 6 months to 3 years.
Miriam saying, my sister got married last month and will be filing for her paperwork soon. She and her husband live in different states. She lives with him for his mom for financial reasons. Will this affect their AOS?
Absolutely, you got to live together.
Rudra said, I just got my combo card through marriage and I want to travel to India for 4 weeks, but I was a J1 holder and I overstayed my 1-year visa. Can I go?
You can go.
Garfield, if your child has a 10-year green card, how long is it safe to stay out of the country?
6 months.
Gina said, me and my husband had our interview in 2018 and I still haven't heard anything from USCIS about the green card. What's going on?
Either they don't believe it's a real marriage or nobody's looking at your case. Either way, you have an issue and you should come see me.
Hardeep, I filed my I-485 in March 2019. I got an RFE for my medical last week, and I submitted my medical examination next day, and my priority date is current. How is it going to, how to...
At least 120 days.
Yeah, to get approved.
At least 120 days.
Apple said, I'm married to a U.S. citizen, and I came here on a visitor's visa and overstayed. Can I file the I-130 now and the I-45 at a later date, or do both have to be filed at the same time?
You can do them. You can do the I-130 now and I-45 at the later date, but I would do both now because
come October 15th, the immigration laws are going to change. They're going to become much more difficult. So get it done now before October 15th.
Elizabeth, how can a person on a B2 visa change their status on an F1 visa in the USA?
You get accepted to a school, get an I-20 from the school, and hopefully that's all done after 30 days that you've been here in the United States. File to change your status, and if your B2 visa expires, you also have to extend your B2 status as well, or you will fall out of status waiting on the student extension.
Lisa Slater said, I had my interview for my green card in July and my work authorization card is expiring in just 2 weeks and I haven't gotten any answer on my adjustment of status interview. What needs to be done? Is there any cause for concern?
No cause for concern at the moment, but certainly you should refile to get an extension on your work permit.
Andrea said, I've sent my response to USCIS of my RFE 5 months ago and haven't received any updates.
You should come see me because I don't know what RFE you're talking about. I know what an RFE is, but I don't know what you submitted, so I can't tell you more.
Matthew said, I filed for an adjustment of status on the 20th of November of 2018 and still don't have my EAD, and I submitted 2 SRs as well, still without a response, and the 30 days from the submission of SR is tomorrow. My lawyer just says wait. Is that what you say?
No, I think somebody screwed up. You should come see me.
King Dang said, what's the latest on SIJ for 18?
The law has changed and you should be able to get through.
Melissa said, what's the status on the F2B category?
They're about 7 years behind.
Lady June saying about to file I-130, I-485, and everything else concurrent, and I just realized that the zip code on our lease is off by 1 number. Will it matter?
No.
Tanya Lee said, my friend married a permanent resident. She overstayed on her visa. Can she put the I-130 until he becomes a citizen?
Yes! Yes!
That's it!
You did it! Oh my God! I thought we were gonna die! I was like getting ready to. I was ready to cover myself.
No need, Brad. I got the sprinklers right here.
You know what I was gonna do? You know what I was gonna do, but then I didn't want to scare you.
What?
I was gonna literally stand up and dive on you like, take cover!
I got
you!
That would be very
Can you imagine that would be totally extra, right?
You know, we would find out this
Just a
really
bit.
fun thing of how fast I could push off the desk and roll back.
I was gonna go like this, what's up? And jump on you. Do like a Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Man. Start
I'm
sweating.
gonna sweat here.
There's too much Dwayne The Rock Johnson in you,
Yes,
Brad.
exactly.
Right.
All right. Oh, no, don't do that. Come on, we gotta finish the show. All right, you can smell me out of here, yeah.
I smell good.
I know, you smell good. All right, let's do comments of the day. Comments of the day.
All right, our first comment of the day comes from Paulette Bryce Cameron saying, Brad, you did my mom's green card a very tough case, but you got it done. I was listening to you about 20 years on the radio and now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Brad, I met you before. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
That's
much.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don Harriet. I'd like to get on Don Harriet's level because she said this show really lifts my spirits. I don't need no alcohol to do it.
Wow. Very nice.
That's
I'm
true.
glad.
It lifted Jan's spirits last week,
That's
and
right.
he didn't even need no drugs.
That's right. He just may pretend he was on drugs.
Exactly.
Or did I?
Nobody will ever know.
You'll never know. All right, our third one comes from Mr. Willie VIP saying, I love this program. We need this program for more than 2 hours. We love you, team.
Wow, that's
more than 2
Wait,
hours.
You want us killed?
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Mr. Willie VIP, you gonna pay us more?
2 hours is our maximum.
Okay.
Unless somebody starts paying us, right?
Right.
An angry Bradshaw Live rioting team
That's
outside
right.
of your house.
I'm going to tell you something. The first 2 hours is pure joy.
Yeah.
Right.
Once we get from 2 hours to 3 hours, you're going to see 3 angry people up here.
It's just, we start to slowly go into
That's
the depths
right.
of madness.
That's right.
That actually might be a little entertaining, though.
Stop it.
Right. You'll see 3 angry elves from the South Pole.
Yeah, that's when you know what happened.
Yes.
Allie Boo Beecher said, Brad, you make my 5-month-old fight for my phone. He knows a good show already.
Teach him young. I like that.
That's right.
All right, Tanisha McNabb saying, Brad, big up. You hire a lot of immigrants. Thank you.
We do.
Yeah, and this is true.
Our entire office. And they're
This
from
is
all over
true.
the world, not just one area.
This
Yeah,
is true.
absolutely. We are. I like to speak French to multiple of our wonderful
That's
colleagues
awesome.
throughout
And
the
by the
halls.
way, I'm going to say this, and this is honestly, all right, I don't go out to hire a diverse or an immigrant. I mean, we have Americans here too. I don't go out, I don't go purposely do it. This is what I purposely do. I get resumes and I hire the best person for the job.
Yeah.
And you want to know what happens when you hire the best person for the job? You end up with what we have at Spar and Bernstein, which is a melting pot, a diverse community, especially from New York City.
Yeah.
I will tell you the truth. Okay, it's my belief. But maybe there's companies out there that aren't. You go to a company in New York City that is all white or all Spanish, and there's companies that are all black, whatever it is, all Asian.
Yeah.
It's done on purpose.
Of course.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
it's done on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're not hiring the best person for the job. They're hiring their own ethnic group that they want to represent their company.
Absolutely.
Okay, when you hire blindly, you get what we get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Especially in this city, there's no way that you couldn't
You couldn't.
get that.
Exactly.
Like, there's
Exactly.
too much diversity in this city.
Exactly.
And actually, that's a perfect segue into our very last comment,
Yes.
Brad. First Lady Hewitt said, Brad, wow, you have a heart of gold. You help people with immigration with the show. You win your immigration cases. You travel. You spend time with your family and still have time for the gym. I swear you're the best. The squad loves you, Brad.
Wow! Thank you. There's one woman who sees it,
There
right?
it is.
Right, there's one woman who sees it.
That's awesome.
All right, with that, everybody, we'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take care. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?